Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're looking at the 10 Fallout vaults with the creepiest backstories.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
It would have been better to brave the Wasteland than stay in these shelters. For this list, we're only looking at vaults that appear physically in-game and can be explored by the player. Vault 34, Fallout, New Vegas.
Greetings. Pardon my enthusiasm. I'm not accustomed to meeting so many new people, but I find you fascinating.
Though its backstory may seem a little less twisted than some others, Vault 34 is hands down one of the creepiest vaults in the Mojave Wasteland. Designed to house an elaborate armory, eventually, the dwellers rebelled against the Overseer, seized the weapons, and fled, finding Nellis and becoming the heavily armored Boomers. Those left behind were subjugated once more until a second rebellion happened, this one resulting in severe damage to the nuclear reactor. All the dwellers still inside became dangerous feral ghouls. As well as housing some unique weapons, Vault 34 is also home to one of the franchise's hardest moral choices. Do you save a family trapped in the vault, but doom the farms above, or save the farms and let the family die? Vault 12, Fallout.
Why send a ghoul for a child's work? Leave me.
The vaults encountered in the first two games weren't all that sinister, especially not by the standards of later entries in the franchise. But Vault 12 was certainly unpleasant when you dug into its past. You initially traveled to Vault 12 to find a working water chip to replace Vault 13's, and find a huge city of ghouls built within it, now known as Necropolis and occupied by the Master's super mutant army. Vault 12 and Necropolis are underneath the ruins of Bakersfield, and were, of course, part of an elaborate experiment on the part of Vault-Tec. It seems that this time, they wanted to see what would happen if they built a vault with a faulty door that would never quite close. The vault was filled with radiation, and only 7 years after the war, most of the population had become ghouls.
Is your head empty?
Vault 19, Fallout, New Vegas.
Cook left the vault. Good thing, too. He was gonna get us all killed.
Why are you even talking to me?
The Powder Gangers are the first villainous faction encountered in New Vegas, but they're not all that intimidating. While most of them are still holed up in the NCR Correctional Facility, some others have set up camp in Vault 19, a vault designed to study the effects of arbitrary segregation. Dwellers were randomly assigned a color, red or blue, and sent to live in either the red sector or blue sector. The two overseers were in on the scheme, and working for Vault-Tec, they encouraged the dwellers to distrust their neighbors. The people became sickeningly paranoid and didn't trust anybody around them. They could hardly even trust themselves. It's not clear how many of them made it out, but hopefully, some did escape and find some peace.
Well now, the armory could always use more firepower. Very well. Tell the Powder Gangers we accept their offer.
Vault 75, Fallout 4. We already saw one settlement inhabited by children in the series, but unlike Vault 75, Little Lamplight was born by total accident when a school field trip was trapped in the Lamplight Caves as the Great War began. Vault 75, on the other hand, was designed to indoctrinate children into becoming soldiers. Built underneath Maiden Middle School in Boston, the children's parents were executed as the war began. The children were never meant to make it out either, not unless they were talented enough to join the military behind the scenes. They were almost all periodically executed upon becoming adults. It's not clear how long this horror continued until the inhabitants finally escaped, but it was certainly longer than anyone would have liked.
Perfect.
Vault 22, Fallout, New Vegas.
No, it shouldn't take all that long. Just a few more moments and... that... You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Though lots of Vault-Tec experiments were deeply cruel and sadistic, others made complete sense given the Vault's purpose as fallout shelters. Vault 22 is one such case, designed to work out how to grow plants in the irradiated wasteland. And, in a lot of ways, it was a success. They did grow a whole lot of plants. Unfortunately, they also produced deadly fungal spores that turned the vault dwellers into bright green spore carriers. You need to navigate the maze-like halls and decide what's best for the Wasteland. Destroy the vault and everything contained within, or take the science in case it's useful for growing crops. But you have to give it to an untrustworthy member of the NCR. It's one of New Vegas's most unique locations and best designed quests.
Your concerns are perfectly understandable, but I assure you, they're entirely misplaced. We would never use technology that wasn't fully tested.
Vault 92, Fallout 3.
Yes, very sad, isn't it? Sad to think that no more musical instruments will ever be made the old way ever again.
Perhaps Fallout 3's most underrated vault, Vault 92 was built to house the US's best and brightest musicians. The Lone Wanderer is sent there by Agatha, an elderly violinist who wants them to retrieve a pristine Soul Stradivarius from inside. Once there, you'll be mostly contending with Mirelurks and trying to unravel the mystery of the vault. It turns out that Vault Tech didn't care all that much about music, because the vault's experiment was to brainwash the inhabitants using subliminal, white noise so that they could become obedient and effective super soldiers. It worked a little too well though, driving the dwellers to madness and causing them to kill each other. Vault 95, Fallout 4. While many of the vaults seem to house only those rich enough to pay for a spot within, Vault 95 had a different audience in mind: recovering and former drug addicts. For 5 years, the residents were treated for addiction and supported until the vault's experiment kicked in and a secret chem supply was released to the inhabitants. With the stress of a nuclear war on top, the dwellers couldn't cope and started to use chems again. The vault descended into chaos and very few made it out. It's a truly evil twist of fate to spend 5 years helping people recover from an illness like addiction, only to throw that all away and encourage them to use again, which is what makes Vault 95 so sinister. Vault 87, Fallout 3. When Fallout 3 moved the franchise to the East Coast, Todd Howard needed to come up with a reason for there to be super mutants miles away from the Master. That reason was Vault 87, a vault used to infect people with the Forced Evolutionary Virus, or FEV. Vault 87 was also hit head-on by a nuke, rendering the main entrance the most irradiated spot in the capital Wasteland. In fact, it's almost impossible to reach the main entrance without using cheats, and the door is inaccessible to boot, so you've got to go the back way. These creepy caves, called Murder Pass, are also swarming with super mutants. The whole ordeal will take a lot of ammo and patience, and it's difficult not to pity the super mutants when you find out how horrible the story of their creation is. Vault 11, Fallout New Vegas.
Wait. People should know what happened. They could learn from it. If there's anyone out there at all, I hope they never have to find out. Ready, Harry? Yeah.
Maybe there's such a thing as too much democracy? In Vault 11, the residents were tasked with regularly electing a new overseer, with one catch. Whoever was chosen would be sentenced to death and executed. By the time the courier reaches the vault, it's empty, save for many sinister posters asking people to elect their least favorite candidate for execution. If the dwellers clubbed together and refused to participate in the farcical elections, they would all be killed by the vault's security systems. Talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place. However, the story doesn't end there. It turns out that this was all a lie. Vault-Tec wanted them to refuse a sacrifice, and in doing so would congratulate them and end the experiment. Only a handful were still alive when this was discovered.
We should not have had to rely on your help in this crisis. I believed my actions were guided by caution and prudence, but I now see the truth.
Vault 112, Fallout 3.
Hey there, sport. Beautiful day, isn't it? Say, you should go talk to Betty. She's waiting for you over on the playground. Have fun, sport.
In one of Fallout 3's most memorable quests, the lone wanderer reaches Vault 112 and finally reunites with their father, Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is trapped in the Vault's Tranquility Lane simulation just like everybody else, forced to occupy a 1950s cul-de-sac, living and dying according to the whims of the Vault's insane overseer, Dr. Braun. The Vault has a good karma and bad karma way out. In the former, you'll need to sneak into a spooky abandoned house and activate the simulation's failsafe, putting all the residents out of their misery. In the latter, you terrorize the neighborhood, becoming the pint-sized slasher and murder the dwellers one by one. Having your life ended over and over again by some maniac is definitely an awful way to spend 200 years.
You've saved me. I was afraid I'd be trapped in there forever. Oh, it's so good to see you, but what are you doing here?
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.